Good afternoon, fellow punters. Mickey D, the Bookie Basher, here with you with day one of Cheltenham selections. You have to bear with me. I'll probably make several errors and boo-boos, as I always do. I do notice when I look back at some of the stuff, I just stop mid-sentence at times. As you know, I suffer from MS, and I started last year. I done a video with selections to try and see would it help my mind to keep me busy, and it does, thanks be to God. But at times I go blank. It's part and parcel of the cognitive problem that is the illness that I have, but it's helping me as best I can. Who's this left a message? Oh yes, Roy Harris left a message or comment last night about a Placepot. Yeah, I always do a Placepot. I'll put up the selections that I do pick. I'll put up the numbers in the description. And there was a new man there giving a thumbs up to was Andy Haylett. Welcome aboard. Frank Butters, Peter Wood, Sean Mallon, all comments. Steo, and Steo, no, I won't be going the 4 days. You have to live just for the competition. One nap and one nap for non-handicap and handicap. It's that simple, right? Not do one a day. Now, I decided to come on Sunday evening because I'll get it up 2 days in advance, which means that I won't have to put up one on Thursday evening for Friday. So I'll be doing it 2 days in advance. The decks are in. I've done the work, a lot of them, the last few days, so ready to go. The Supreme Novices Hurl, 2 miles, 9 declared. It was won by 3 favourites in the last 10 years, and all them 3 favourites were trained by Willie Mullins, including Appreciated last year. And Appreciated was the only 7-year-old to win the Supreme Novice Hurl since Captain CB in 2008. And there's only 2 7-year-olds in 30 years. I'd say that is why they probably went with Sir Gerhard to the Ballymore, because he's a 7-year-old. One 4-year-old won it in 1999, Hars Loire. That was for Tony McCoy and Merton Pipe combination. Since 2007, only one horse was returned an SP higher than 12 to 1. So they're always fairly fancied. And higher than, that was Lebec for Gordon Elliott in 2017. The last mare to win it was Like a Butterfly in 2002. Kilcrush is 7. So since 2008, 7 6-year-olds and 5 5-year-olds have won it. So Kilcrush is 8 or 7. Dysart Dynamo is a 6-year-old. He's my selection. He won a bumper first time out in Clonmel last March. Then he hosed up in a bumper in Punchestown the end of April. He won a maiden hurl in Cork by 20 lengths. And then he won in Punchestown easy. Has won in soft and yielding. And he's out of Westerner. So the ground tomorrow or Tuesday won't be a problem. He'll be out in front. He's the highest rated in the contest. He's rated in 152. Constitution Hill is a 5-year-old. Form has taken knocks. Nicky Henderson is only going so. John Bon, the form has taken knocks as well. He's a full brother to Duvan. I'm selecting Dysart Dynamo. It's mostly 5 to 2, 9 to 4, a 2-point win. And for a 0.5 forecast, I think Mighty Potter might outrun his odds at 11 to 1. So I'm going to do a forecast Dysart Dynamo to beat Mighty Potter. The Arkle, 2 miles. I think it's 20 yards short of 2 miles actually. There's 11 declared. 7 favourites in the last 10 years, including last year. Shishkin won it in 4 to 9. Nicky Henderson has won 4. Willie Mullins has won 4. And Henry de Bromhead and David Pipe in the last 10 years. One mare, put the kettle on, 6-year-old, has it won in the last 10 years. Blue Lord is 3 for 3. It fell in the Supreme last year when it would have been second to Appreciated. 4 7-year-olds have won this and 6 6-year-olds in the last 10 years. Edward Stone is 8. An 8-year-old. There's only one 8-year-old, I think, back the way somewhere. Yeah, 4. Edward Stone is favourite. 4 out of 6 in chases. 5th to Belfast Banter in the last year's County Hurl, rated 148. He was 3rd in Aintree to Tronador, and he was last seen in the Kingmaker in Warwick, beating 3rd Time Lucky, and he's rated 159. I have a selection. I see they're paying 4 places, and I couldn't but go with Coeur Sublime. I was very sweet at him for the Grand Annual. He's rated 150. He's a 7-year-old. Henry de Bramhead trains him. He won a maiden on the flat first time out for Peter Fahey, and he was sold for 260,000. Big bucks. Then he went to Gordon Elliott, and he was 2nd in the Triumph Hurl in 2019 to Pentland Hills. He was down the field the following year in Champion Hurl, but soft ground. He does not like soft ground. All his best races has been with good to soft or yielded to soft. I think his first career win over hurls was on Yielding. Then he had 3 runs for Gerard O'Loughlin before going to Henry, and his first run for the present yard, he was 4 lengths 2nd to Fernie Hollow in Tipperary. No, it was on Yielding to soft. And then he was 3rd to Fernie Hollow in Leopardstown when the going was soft. Then he won the last day, but it makes a big deal for his form and for his way of running that he gets good to soft ground or a nice ground. They're paying 4 places, and he's 16 to 1, and that's my selection in the race. A pint each way at 16 to 1. He's a 7-year-old. Now, after that is I go to the Ultima. Where is the Ultima? Forgive me now, I'm all over the shop today. I have everything up in a heap. The Ultima is a handicap chase, 3 miles run. There's 25 declared. Only 2 winners have been favourite since 2005. That was Wichita Lineman and Coeur Sublime, both at 5 to 1. Vintage Clouds won it last year at 28 to 1. It absolutely crucified my pocket by beating Happy So Lucky. I was all over Happy So Lucky at 10s. No Irish trained winner of this since Dundera in 2006 for Tony Merton. Frodden is the top weight, 11 stone 12, former King George winner. It beat Galvin in Downroyal in November. He can hardly be well handicapped at he's 10 now. Lost in Translation is the next in line in the weights. It was pulled up in the Gold Cup last year and it was rated 167 that time. It's down to 155, so that could be more competitive than Frodden. The bottom 5 are out at the handicap, so I never touch anything that's out of a handicap because they're running off a false weight. I've 2 7-year-olds picked each way. My main choice is Fantastikas for Nigel Twiston Davis, rated 144. It's 2 for 4 in chases. It won in Lingfield twice on different ground of 128 and 140. In between, it was 2nd to 305, and it was 3rd to Lam Presse in a grade 2 in Cheltenham. It's 11 to 1 and a pint each way. Pint 5, a half a pint each way on a 25 to 1 shot. T Clipper, 1 for 3 over fences for Tom Lacey. It's a 7-year-old as well as out of Stowaway. It was 3rd in the Coral Cup last year when it was rated 141. The race won by Heaven Help Us. And then it was 3rd in Aintree as well to Hometown Boy. It won a listed novice chase in October in Chepstow. It was 4th in Kimpton on St. Stephen's Day to Brave Man's Game in that grade 1 race. And it was it's his first run since, but it has wind surgery for Tom Lacey. It's a 7-year-old. It's 25 to 1, a half a pint each way, which brings us to the Champion Hurl. Should be next, doesn't it? Champion Hurl. Bear with me now. I'm all over the shop here. The Champion Hurl, 2 miles, and 87 yards, which could be very important. 10 declared. 6 favourites in the last 10 years, and the other 4 were 16 to 1, 9 to 1, 11 to 1, and 5 to 1. 4 7-year-olds, 3 6-year-olds, and then you had 1 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 9-year-old. That's in the last 10 years. 3 mares have won. That'll be Honeysuckle, Epatante, and Annie Power. Honeysuckle, of course, is unbeaten, is 8. No mare won 2 in a row that I look back on since 1990. Tihupo is 5. Not So Sleepy is 10. Epitant is 8. Adagio is 5. Zanahir is 5. So I eliminated them. I can't back Honeysuckle at the price. It's the most likely winner. It'll create history if it does. But there's a horse that I cannot understand at the price, and that's Tommy's Oscar. It's 33 to 1. It only made its rules debut in November of 2020 in a bumper in Newcastle, and it was second. He had 8 attempts at pint to pint. He was a very late developer, like myself, going on YouTube. He only won his last attempt at pint to pints. He was third in last year's Scottish hurl, handicap hurl, the Scottish champion hurl of 138. He won his last 4. His last win was in a grade 2 in Haydock, rated 156. He's 33 to 1. I think he's worth a pint each way. Small yard, he's not getting the respect that he should. He's a winning machine, and he's a late developer. He won very snug the last day. He travelled like a dream into the race. The jockey didn't panic, and I think he has a great chance on Tuesday. And there's a market as well without Honeysuckle. But just in the event that Appreciated then won the race, Honeysuckle second, he third, you wouldn't get anything for that unless Honeysuckle. So I'm more prepared to aim for third. I'm eliminating the 5-year-olds. I'm going with that as a 7-year-old late developer. On to the Mayor's Hurl, 2.5 miles, 12 declared. This is the 15th running of this, and Winnie Mullins has won 9 of them. Quavega, of course, won 6 of those. 2 English winners only, White Oak in 2008 and Roscano in 2019 for the English. The last favourite to win this was 2016, Vroom Vroom Mag. 5 7-year-olds, 1 6-year-old, 1 5-year-old, and an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10. But Quavega was part of that. So 7-year-olds is the most popular age. Tell Me Something Girl is favourite. It won the Mayor's Novice Hurl last year. It has no wins in 3 starts since. It was behind Royal Cahala last time in the Grade 3 in Leopardstown. My selection of the race is Queen's Brook for Gordon Elliott and Bective Stud. Gordon has this plan, I think, in mind all year. He'd be trying to get a win for the Mordens for keeping loyal to him last year when that debacle happened. This horse was turned to Fernie Hollow in the 2020 bumper. Didn't run in Cheltenham last year when it was transferred to Denise Foster. So second last time out to Burning Victory, but he was given it £3. And you look at the race, he wasn't off the yard. He didn't try too hard. This in mind, that race as well threw up blood. The one that won it last year, Blood Tears. And Gordon won it before, and the same, his mare was placed in that race as well. So he takes that en route. So it's a 5 to 1 shot, 1.5 each way. I've really fancied this to be in the first 3, so I'm just taking the safe route of just going each way, 1.5 each way, which leads us on then to the Boodles, wouldn't it be? Now, I tipped the winner of this and I backed it last year. I tipped it up at 33 to 1 and it won at 80 to 1. Grand job altogether. I didn't expect it to go off at 80s, but I did collect. I had a great day last year. If Happy Go Lucky had won last year, we were on the Klondike, the wheelbarrow would have been full. We half filled it, but we didn't fill it. The Boodles, it's only 45,000 for the winner of this, and it's an absolute disgrace that to think so much of Cheltenham and all the big races and all the money and everything, that any race should be 100,000 to the winner, in my opinion. and it should be like 25,000 for second. It's a joke. It's a 2 miles, 87 yards, 24 declared. Bookies are paying 6 places in this. One favourite in the last 10 years. Band of Outlaws in 2019, 7-2 favourite. Jeff Kidder, as I said, won last year at 80-1. There has been 333-1 winners, 140-1 and 225-1 winners in the last 10 years. 7 of the last 10 winners of this has carried 11 stone or over. 2 of them carried 10 stone 8 and 1 carried 10 stone 7. The market is very lopsided in that horse Gaelic Warrior of Willie Mullins, the French import. It hasn't run since last June in a toil. I looked at the videos of the 3 and he looks more like a grind and stayer than showing a turn of foot. And even there was a couple of runs ago when the leader met a boo-boo at the last, and he still wasn't able to pick up to go past him. And I don't know, can you learn that to a horse in Clonsutton? Maybe they can. Fair play to them if they do. I can't have him. There's always a rumour horse every year. I think this is the one this year. They had one last year as well, La Grand Wa. I done nothing at all, like, you know, but that can happen on the circuit of the previews. And I believe that most of them are sponsored by bookmakers, and they have to put in an old dud, you see, the whole time. Now, maybe I might be eating my words on Tuesday evening, but I can't have this horse at all. As it's an outsider's race. 2 interest me. Saint Segal, trained by Jane Williams, carrying 10 stone 12, raised 126. And Chester Williams has taken off a valuable £3. It's 2 for 3 over hurls, and both wins were in good to soft. The soft ground that he lost out on he was second in Chepstow to Porticello, who's in the Triumph hurl, fancy enough, and he's raised 140 now. He's 16-1. The bookies are paying 6 places. Good to soft is his ground. The £3 off is an advantage. I think 16-1 is worth a pint each way. And in the race as well, 2 friendly from the Skeltons. It's out of Camelot. It was rated 88 on the flat, which was with George Scott. It won in Stratford first time out. Then it won a Class 2 in Newcastle in late November. It was 4th then in Tonight's Salute in the Grade 2 in Doncaster in December. And Porticello was 2nd. And Pulsive One was 3rd. 88 on the flat should be at least 130, I'd imagine. He's 125, less the... no, he's getting... Harry is on him. Of the Irish, HMS Seahorse, it was rated 86 on the flat with Aidan O'Brien. It's rated 128, so that would have a chance. And the tide turns as well, carrying 11 stone 9, because the only 2 winners that carried 11 stone 8 were Aramix and Band of Outlaws, and both of them were well fancied. So that leads us on to the National Hunt Chase. 3 miles 6, it used to be the 4 miler. There's only 7 declared. 2 favourites in the last 10 years. There was T for 3, Back in Focus. Tiger Roll won this as he was 16-1 shot. He has been the highest priced favourite horse winning this race in the last 10 years. 4 7-year-olds, including last year's winner was Galvin. 2 10-year-olds, 1 6. There was 2 8-year-olds and 1 9-year-old. 3 of the last 5 winners was a 7-year-old. Stattler is 7, Vanillier is 7, 300 through 5 is 7, Farouk Deline is 7. The Irish have won this a few times lately, and they'll win it again because they're 4 out of 7. I backed Stattler at 20-1 and 14s after he was 3rd or 4th to in the Albert Bartlett last year, as wrote down one paste and slow as molasses in January. The worrying part just that he has only 2 runs over fences. Vanillier is 1 out of 4. Run Wild Fred was 2nd in the Irish Grand National, but it's only 1 out of 10 attempts over fences. And on the ropes is a bit overlooked as well in the betting. It was 4th in the Ladbrokes, and to staying on, they went too fast for it, so that could be a factor as well in the stretch. But it was the hardest race for me to come down on one, but I had to stick with Stattler because Stattler, it's a 9-4 shot, just a pint win. I've nice money on it at 20s and 60s. I might cash out some of it just to be safe. So that's me. And I said I'd do a lucky 15 and a Trixie. In the Trixie, we'll do Stattler, Queen's Brook, and Dysart Dynamo. A €4 Trixie with a €4 Trebles. That'll be costing €20, which is £2. And I'll each way lucky 15. Coeur Sublime at 16-1, Fantastikas at 11-1, Segal at 16-1, and Tommy's Oscar at 33-1. I hope I've all the races covered. I'm on 20 minutes. I've no idea how long is this going to upload. If it takes too long tonight, I'll go to split it the next time and do 2 different videos. I'll place the Placepot in the description, but I might do that later tonight. And I might put up the horses later tonight when it is uploaded, as it'll only take time now. Anyway, the best of luck for the week. I'll be on every night. Good luck. Best of luck.